welcome back to Happy Camper at Home Arts and Crafts with Megan and Audra. This week we are focusing on Central America as our journey continues around the world. So we've left home and now we're headed south to the neighboring countries right below North America, assuming that you're joining us from the United States, probably in Texas. Probably. So
how far down do you think Central America is from Texas?
I don't think it's too far because it's before you get to South America. But
Is it on there?
it is on there. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. So here we are in North America right here. And if we drew our line right here, this section from our border from Mexico, all the way down here to where this tip is touching South America here. This portion is considered Central America.
So they really are our neighbors.
Yes, that's right. And there's a country down there called Guatemala. There's lots of countries down there, but the one that we're going to talk about today is Guatemalan worry dolls. So today for this activity, you're going to need a handful of things. In your box, you'll want to grab your pipe cleaners. Woohoo!
Got them?
You're also going to want to grab your thread, and you want to grab 3 different colors of thread. So I have white and pink and black. And just so that you know where we're going, you'll want to choose one for your skin color, one for your shirt, and one for your pants.
Okay.
We're also going to have some glue, some tacky glue just like this. And from home, you may want to grab your scissors. Scissors might be helpful. So, one of the things that I like about Guatemalan worry dolls is that the idea behind these worry dolls is that parents will often give them to their children, and if you're worried about something, you will just tuck your worry doll underneath your pillow, and it's going to catch all of your worries as you sleep.
So is that like a tradition or folklore, or just their customs?
I think it's just part of their customs, and I think that it's really similar to Native American. Native American culture has a dream catcher.
Yes.
And a dream catcher you might like hanging above your bed, and it will help catch. I actually don't know the tradition of dream catchers, so maybe I should.
But it does. I think it does catch those thoughts of your worries or fears that it catches you.
Yeah.
Those are really cool customs to have.
It is. I think it's a nice way to try to take our stress away.
Yeah, because we all have it at some point. It's just what you do with it.
Yes. So to start our worry doll, we're going to take our pipe cleaner and we're just going to fold it in half. And that half is just giving us a middle point so that we can make our head and make our body. Now, I'm not even going to knot my thread on here, but you can actually knot it. And what we want to do is we want to take about a half inch to an inch on each side of that fold. And right now we're going to take our skin color thread and we're going to wrap our skin color thread right around our pipe cleaner, about an inch to a half inch on each side of that fold. And you might wonder why we're doing this, and it's really just to give your head a little bit more thickness than your body, because the body is just going to be folded in half. I'll show it to you in a minute, and wrapped with 1 layer of thread. And so this is giving you 2 layers of thread on your head, and hopefully that will make your head just a little bit larger. Now this thread and this pipe cleaner is pretty, it makes it pretty thin. At least mine is. And so I'm actually going to wrap it twice because we have lots and lots of thread. Now I think in your box we've included 3 pipe cleaners, and that's because we thought that if you wanted to make more than one, you could. If you wanted to make one for a loved one, or maybe I was reading an article and it said in Guatemalan culture some parents actually have 6 or 7 of these, one for each night of the week. That way.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Now, if you have white thread like mine, this is just a thought I was going to throw out there. If you have white thread like mine my skin color is not this white. This is really bright, and I'm definitely a little tanner than that. I figured that maybe when I was done, if I could find a marker, I might color my thread after it's on my worry doll, just to make my skin color a little bit different. So
that's probably more my color, because look how much difference our skin is.
Yeah. Once you've wrapped your thread around,
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, you're much more precise than I was.
Well, I had a hard time getting started, but now once I got started,
it's going
faster.
That's good. Yours looks thicker than mine.
I'm not wrapping it very tight.
I think that, yeah, I pulled mine fairly tight. So
I think that was when I started that way, just to get it started, but then I started not wrapping it quite so tightly.
Yeah, that was probably smart.
Maybe that would help.
Yeah, that was good. Thank you. These are things that you learn as you go along.
But now I lost my mark, and I'm going to have to go back and find my mark. Woo! I'm only halfway done.
That's all right. I'm going to keep talking just so that,
I'll catch up.
Yeah. So our next step is you're going to actually fold your pipe cleaner in half, just like that, with your thread on each side of that. And I'm going to leave mine a little bit open because I wrapped mine so tight, and I just feel like, because I want him to have like him or her to have a nice round head, I'm going to leave a little gap in the center of mine. So you can pinch it closed if you want a thinner head, or you can leave it more like a loop like I've done on mine. And then you're going to wrap all the way around that loop.
So still with the same string, you haven't cut the string yet, right?
That's correct, that's correct. And I'm a little worried about how this is going to work on the top. Like, how does it stay on the pipe cleaner without going off? So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm sort of wrapping mine a little bit crisscross so that I can cover the whole like top of my loop without my thread just like sliding off my pipe cleaner. Does that make sense? Instead of just going all the way to the top and just having it fall off, I'm sort of bringing it back down and across.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not too confusing, because I know you guys can't see that very closely.
Okay, so I think I got caught up. So now I'm going to make it this way, and then I twist it.
I didn't even twist it. I just left it. You can leave it just like that and just wrap your thread around both sides.
So just around like the neck.
Actually, around the whole thing.
Oh.
Yep, you can fill it in. Now, because art is art and it's very unique and individual, you are welcome to leave it just like that in a circle if you like, or you can cover it sort of like mine. We can do a close-up shot of this in just a few minutes. Once you have your head sort of covered and how you want it, we are going to take, the next step is the glue. And this is sort of a tricky part. You may want to take, so you'll want to, these little tacky glue pins are extra sticky glue because it's tacky glue, not just school glue. So we don't necessarily need a lot of it, but we're going to put a dot of it on the back of our head. And what we're going to do is we're going to just pull our thread into that dot. And because we're switching colors, I'm actually going to leave my thread just like that for now, and sitting in that dot of glue.
Okay, I missed that part. I'm going to catch up.
I know, I'm working too fast, aren't I?
No, you're good. I had a little trouble getting it. Okay, so now I stop this and put a dot of glue.
Yes, you're going to put a dot of glue, and then you're just going to pull your string into that dot. And we're going to let that set and let it dry before we cut the extra string off, because our skin color is really just going on our head. It's not going in on the other body parts. And so we'll just cut our string off. And I honestly don't know if it's better to cut it off while it's drying, or if it's better to leave it on there and let it dry.
For time's sake, we could pretend it's dry.
Yeah.
You could give it time to dry,
Yeah.
but I think for us, we could.
Yeah. So now we have our head covered in our skin color, and we have these 2 long pipe cleaners. So the next part that we're going to do is we're going to make 2 little arms, one on each side of our pipe cleaner.
And then your scissors.
I know my scissors are terrible. Do you want me to hop up? I saw one on the counter behind us. Okay.
Got it.
All right.
I'm caught up.
We made it work. Woo. This is what you have to do sometimes. Just make it work.
It's art.
That's right, it's art. So we're gonna take one side of our pipe cleaners and we're gonna give it maybe like an inch, and we're gonna fold it back down.
Do you know what a trick is to measure an inch?
No.
Would you like to know a trick?
Yeah.
If you bend your knuckle like this part right here is about an inch.
No way. And
It
look,
is.
I folded it 1 inch without really even measuring it.
There you go.
But that's such a good trick. So you're gonna measure it, fold it down, and you're gonna pull it back down so that it's like almost like half of a T at this point.
Okay, got it.
And now we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. We're gonna go out and about an inch. So now you should have sort of almost like a full T. And that is gonna be your arms.
Yeah, I see it.
Now, if we wanna go ahead and make the rest of the body, we can. We're gonna do a couple of twists to give it our middle. And then we're gonna have our 2 legs sort of sticking out at the bottom. And we're gonna fold those in half too. So hopefully your worry doll looks a little like a stick figure right now with its head all done and covered. Now,
Did you do the legs?
I did, I bent them up.
Oh,
Yeah. Now bending the arms and bending the legs up, it gives your wire a little bit more thickness.
oh yes, it does.
Yeah, I actually like the way that you did your head a little bit better than mine because it's a little bit more pronounced. My head's like really tiny. See? Yeah. So now you're gonna choose your shirt color, and I'm gonna make my shirt pink and my pants black, but I could do it the other way around. The other thing, if you wanted to like be really super creative, you might be able to do 2 threads at the same time.
Ooh, yeah.
And make like a fancy
striped
yeah,
shirt.
like a fancy shirt. But I think I'm gonna just do pink to make it a little easy on myself.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just hold it in the middle, and I'm gonna wrap my arms. And this time I'm gonna learn from Audra, and I'm not gonna pull it quite as tight. But you can make, if you want really thin arms, you can make it thin by pulling it tighter. If you want to leave it a little bit thicker, you might even be able to pull your wires across, like out, you know, I don't know. Make
Yeah.
it,
Make your arms thicker.
yeah. And you want to go all the way down to the end. And leave, sorry, let me try that again. You want to go down to the end, but you may want to leave a little bit of your pipe cleaner showing because that'll be like your hand. Or at least that's what I think of it as. And now I'm going to go ahead and
You know what? One other trick too.
Mhm.
As I went out to the end to my hand,
Mhm.
I didn't cover it completely so that I could go back into the middle, so that I go to the other arm and then back into the middle.
Ooh, that's smart.
So, and then it's a little thicker too.
Yeah, it'll bulk up your body a little bit too, I bet. Because doing it on this wire makes for really thin. But I think that that's part of the idea, is that these guys are supposed to be small and they're not going to disturb your sleep. They're just going to be under your pillow. And, you know, because we made those really nice pillowcases last week.
Yes,
These,
this works perfect.
uh-huh. Now, when I've gone up and down both arms, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go make an X in the center to sort of start my body. So you may want to take your thread from from the armpit of one guy and make it go across, and then you're sort of on the shoulder of the other side. And I went underneath the armpit again to the other shoulder. And that is just going to give you a little bit of added bulk in that area. And then you'll start going down the center to make the rest of your shirt. And you may want to do several layers on the center part, because otherwise your worry doll may be real even. Especially if you pull it tight. Like, I'm not meaning to pull it tight, but I'm definitely.
I know mine. Some of mine is tight.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had just a little bit of an issue. Mine, I went too close to the end of my hand and it slipped off. So I had to just kind of twist it back around and back on the arm. Okay. And I think maybe I could just put a dot of glue or something to hold it so it doesn't slip off again.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And I was gonna say that when you've gotten your worry doll sort of covered and you've taken his shirt to his or her waist, to your little guy's waist, or your little girl's waist, your little, what would be a good pronoun? Your person. Yeah, that's right. When you've taken your thread to your person's waist,
or to your worry doll.
Yes, to your worry doll's waist, and you're ready to switch colors onto the pant color, you're just going to do the same thing that we did at the head, and you're going to do a little dot of glue, and then you're going to, after your glue is dry, you're going to just cut your thread. And these guys don't take very much glue at all, just a little tiny bit. The other thing I was going to say about your thread pieces, especially the ends, if you leave a little bit of a tail, like this, I'm just going to show you. I haven't cut my thread yet, but if I cut it and left a little bit of a tail, when I start wrapping my pants, it would hold that end.
Yes.
So you can sort of secure it both by the glue and then also by tucking it into the next color.
I have a shirt.
Woohoo!
I did have to glue my sleeves on a little bit because they slipped off.
Yeah, that's a good trick too. So you can just take your pen, your glue pen, and put a little dot at each of the ends, and that will definitely hold it. All right, now we're ready to start our last color. And so here, I'm gonna overlap my shirt and my pants just a little bit. Because, you know, that's how we wear our pants when we're old, sort of high. I don't know. Uh-oh, I'm getting in trouble by saying that. And so I'm gonna start by giving my, my third color by, you know, starting the top of the pants. And then you're gonna work down one leg, just like we did on the arms. Just wrap it all the way to the end. And once again, if you want to put a little glue at the bottom of close to your foot.
I think I'm not going to go quite as close to the end as I did last time.
Yeah.
On the arms. And maybe that'll help.
Yeah, that's smart. And I can tell you, like, I'm going to have to wrap and wrap and wrap mine because I keep pulling my thread really tight. And so my guy looks skinny. Look how skinny his leg is.
Skinny. I like that color shirt.
I do too. I like that yellow too. I feel like that looks like denim pants and a yellow shirt.
I got good colors in my box.
Yeah. Hopefully you got some good colors too. Now, some people may find that this thread feels a little bit thin and hard to work with. At home, your mom might have yarn if she's like super crafty. And you could probably wrap these. I haven't done it, so I could be wrong. But you could probably wrap your pipe cleaner in yarn instead of thread if you wanted to. Now, do you have any worries that you are going to tell your worry doll? Or that you might cast onto your worry doll? That you would be willing to share with us?
Yeah. I think sometimes during the day, depending on what my kids are doing maybe that day, as they go about their day, I think about them and have them in my thoughts at night as I go to sleep. And so, I forgot to do this. Maybe I would tell my worry doll that. Just my thoughts about my kids and what they're doing that day. Especially like if they're traveling or something and I know they're going to be away from home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like my kids have definitely been worried a lot about coronavirus these days.
Yeah.
That has been a huge worry for, I feel like, almost everyone in our country. And so I feel like that would be something that we would definitely tell our worry doll. But, all right. How's yours look?
I think it looks good.
I think mine looks
I like
pretty
how
good
it turned
too.
out.
I'm going to add a little bit more glue so that I can put my last color in my glue.
I like that they're small because, like you said, you could put them under your.
You
When you
can-
put them under your pillow, it's like you know that they're there, but you can feel they're there.
Yeah. My legs look super skinny, but that's okay.
But it's in the proportion in the way.
Yes. So my son, he for a while had a worry rock that he carried in his pocket when he was in preschool and kindergarten. And that is definitely one thing that I think about this guy. Like, this guy is small enough that if you felt worried all day long and just wanted a place to put your worries, you could carry him in your pocket. But yeah.
I like how we have the same materials, but they come out looking very individualized for each person and how you make things.
I like how yours has a bigger head than mine. Maybe mine just has a small brain. He has a little tiny head.
He's all in proportion.
Yeah.
He all came out proportion.
And I pulled my string really, really tight, so his arms and legs look skinny. Even when I was trying not to. But look how nice your legs are. They're nice and thick.
Well, I went over them several times.
Mm.
I added some layers.
So that is a tip for you. And so now you have a couple of extra pipe cleaners and you have extra thread, so that if you want to make more than one, you sure can.
Yeah.
And
Maybe have them and share with your brothers or sisters.
That's right.
Yeah. Thanks, Megan, for bringing this arts and crafts for us this week to Central America, right?
That's right, Central America.
And tell us again where these are from.
They're from Guatemala.
From Guatemala.
And I forgot to mention that in Guatemala, these can be made out of lots of different materials. Like the bodies can be made out of clay and wood, and the clothes can be made out of fabric. So if you have fabric scraps at home, and you want to dress up your doll even more, that's something that you could probably find and do, and it would be exactly how it is in Guatemalan culture.
That's really fun.
Yeah,
Lots of room to be creative.
that's right.
All right.
So, till next time.
Bye.